morning, this is Marcus Brown bringing today's market update. We start with the news that Theresa May is flying out to Davos today for crunch talks with top bankers following her controversial speech in midweek. Representatives from banks including Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan will be attending discussions with the British Prime Minister, with Brexit the overriding agenda for the meetings. With HSBC and UBS Investment confirming that between them up to 2,000 jobs will be shifted out of London once Britain leaves the EU, May will be doing her best to reassure the leaders of the banking world that London will remain the central hub for financial services. In other news, Citigroup and Goldman Sachs have reported a jump in trading activity on the back of Donald Trump's victory in the US election. Citi's earnings increased by $230 million to $3.57 billion in the final 3 months of 2016, surpassing Wall Street forecasts, whilst Goldman Sachs profits more than tripled in its fourth quarter on the back of a boost in its bottom line from bond trading. Shares have risen at a steady rate since the election of Trump, with investors anticipating an increase in fiscal spending once the newly elected president takes office, coupled with the possible deregulation of banking industry in the US. In currency news, the US dollar climbed yesterday after Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen gave her backing to further interest rate increases in the future, stating that it would make sense to implement interest rate hikes as the economy moved towards full employment and a 2% inflation figure. The US dollar index rose by 0.97% and the S&P 500 closed 0.18% higher after yesterday's trading. The interest rate is expected to rise a few times a year until the end of 2019, aiming for an eventual rate of 3%. JD Wetherspoons chairman Tim Martin has stated that despite feeling the pinch of cost increases, the chain expects the profits to slightly exceed forecasts after posting positive half-year earnings. Wetherspoons has opened 2 new pubs in its first half, with the intention of opening 10 to 15 over the year, and economic forecasts point to a positive set of future results. In corporate news, American Express will post its earnings today. Royal Mail, the postal service company, will announce its latest figures today as well, after it said revenue and profit increased in November. IBM, the US technology company, reported its latest figures out today, after announcing expansion plans in the UK. Whilst British Land, after recently posting a loss due to the Brexit vote, the company will report its latest figures today. In upcoming data, 12:45, the ECB interest rate decision is released. At 1:30, ECB monetary policy statement is announced. Also at 1:30, US housing starts and building permits data for December is uncovered. Whilst also at 1:30, US initial jobless claims figures are released. And at 4 o'clock, EIA crude oil stocks change is revealed. Thank you for listening.